I can't say where I'll exit. You must press on. I shall try to return on your way ahead one day. I stepped inside. The deep-field full-phase dimensional transducer was efficient, to say the least. With just the most trifling rough edges of extra-dimensional ghost imaging, I stepped right through to the view deck of the deep-field skybox. Before me, through the view windows, lay thousands of galaxies brought into perspective through extra-dimensional gravitational lensing. To my left, just off the center of the command observation deck, were a few men of power talking together. My immediate first impression was a rude surprise. It was the malodorous perp Harvey Blast, an altered ego-mass clonic proxy for Lundlud Sud, possibly the most powerful of the corporatist universal inskeep. His regal appearance was little touched by the florid red of single malt scotch used to excess. Blast is a dangerous predator I waste few words upon. The other gentlemen with him were of uncertain history. Their presence here was proof enough of guilt by association for me. Welcome to the Skybox, Mr. Voevoda. I've been expecting that you might appear eventually. That woman of ours we stole from you, Blush, is quite an attractant. Blast, you vermin-like parasite. What is your purpose at this Luft sewer? I see no immediate harem for your amusement here, unless you have decided to walk on the wild side. Schlock of hate, my impertinent philosopher, such language. Have patience, Twitter. Let me explain this present beneficence for humankind, including, unfortunately, you. This is your first visit to one of the more exclusive locations in the universe. Your unintelligent eyes have no hint of understanding in eyeballing our galaxy factory plant operations deep field office to which you have brought your bad attitude. Come over here and take a better look. So I walked over to Blast and stood looking outward into the deep field view of a significant portion of the Universe 1, enhanced with superposition gravity optics. There were a few unexpected significant operations out there below the skybox. That corporate skybox was an abortion clinic for the natural universe. I thought of the Idaho and Cyrenai making their way through that dangerous moonscape northward in quest of the baffled culture. Harvey Blast inevitably was a corporate sycophant induction drain. How I would return to Idaho to provide the marginalized survivors of the heart of the global warming crisis era detailed instructions for reclaiming the United States was a thermal dampening project beyond my knowledge, being a few hundred of millions of light parsecs away. At least I had the time to contemplate the several threads of that quest, macro Josephson Junction to back through these free galaxies to a finite space-time density. I can see some unanticipated changes between several thousand galaxies. You are up to some substantial misanthropy. What is it? Blast stipulated. Patrick, the red lines between galaxies are allocation of resources, transdimensional corridors, to redistribute superfluous galactic mass wealth to better locations in the universe for construction, deposit, renting, collecting materials. We have given a lot of thought into our plan to better shape this universe and not waste all the mass tied up in so many trillions of useless stars, putting out light without maximizing rent-paying activities. The entire universe shall live in darkness except as it pays rent to us. Corporate is about bringing every living thing into submission to rent payments forever to a superior ruling class, for everything possible, including the rent, to exist. I have written a new bill of rents for universal governance of the rents of mankind. Reallocating the non-working mass of 100 million galactic clusters is our first macrocosmic step toward making a universe of main sequence stars only, with a perfectly planned gated community of Dyson spheres in maximum density designers surrounding matrices at optimally planned intervals from each main sequence star. Through careful economic planning for reallocation of wasted cosmic mass into new stellar synthesis of main sequence stars, we have increased output of rent-paying and population density of the universe a trillion times. I could see that some galaxies, given close scrutiny, were more orderly than the common wild spiral and elliptical galaxies. The planned community galaxies were made of stars in neat rows, and all of the same size with equidistant spacing. Many pseudo-black holes were placed at appropriate intervals, I would think, to keep warping forms of space-time active in order to offset natural gravitational clustering of main sequence stars burning brightly and evenly. These planned galaxies were not so easy to see because most of the light fell upon the sea of Dyson spheres surrounding each star. In the form of dark matter, the gated communities may contain already 50% more mass than that of the commonly visible universe. It was an intelligent design yet almost a completely wicked abuse of public, natural, universal resources. You can't do that to the entire universe, Blast. Don't you realize what effect upon space-time your redistribution of matter will have? It will expand exponentially in some places and collapse in others. You must halt the planned galaxy development directly, Harv. Our best economists have assured me that the 5-year planning for profit guarantees the viability of the development potential. We have no need for voodoo physics theories from you, Mr. Voevoda. We will leave no disorderly galaxies in which non-rent-paying freeloaders might hide. This project into the future has already made the majority of matter dark and unknown to the non-cognoscenti of the non-corporate space-time universal continua. Plainly, there was no point in reasoning with Sud. Some prayer of mine from another time must have been processed at that moment. I was dimensionally reset by a panel of power and directed a field-structured supernova to collapse here in a few seconds before the multi-dimension reset values depleted my remaining time in the deep field skybox.